Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Catholic Spotlight. Joining me today is Sean Lynn, President and founder of God Squad Canada in Calgary. Thanks for joining us today, Sean.
Thanks, Mario, for having me. It's always a pleasure to sit down with you.
All right, we're going to talk about the upcoming men's conference at St. Michael's Catholic Community, Pilgrims of Hope, March 14th and March 15th. Tell me first, Sean, a little bit about the theme of this conference and why it was chosen.
Pilgrims of Hope is the theme for the Jubilee year, and we thought what better one for us to embrace, to celebrate the Jubilee year. And that's what we want to instill in men is that hope, the hope that they have in Christ. And we're excited to 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 have our speakers speak about that.
Tell us about the speakers. Who are they?
So we're going to open with Father Cristino saying Mass for us, and then we've got Jeff Joaquin. He's out of Florida, very powerful speaker. He was just texted me last night that he was in Erie, Pennsylvania this past weekend, and the guys just ate up what he had to say, and the lineups for confession were very long. And then we're blessed to have Deacon Andrew Bennett. He's from the Ukrainian Greek Orthodox, and you can probably correct me on that because I know you go to St. Stephen's. Uh, and he is just a wonderful mind for our Catholic faith. He's with Cardis think tank, Christian think tank. He's been the religious ambassador or religious freedom ambassador for Canada under the Harper government. So he just brings a wealth of insight that he's going to share with us.
So, Sean, how long have you been doing these conferences?
It's been a long time. We had our very first conference in 1998, and we've had one every March since then. And I'm blessed to still be part of this. God is not done with me yet. I asked him a couple years ago, and he says, "No, no, you keep going." But we're trying to encourage some younger men to step in, and that's what we're all about is encouraging men to fulfill their roles within their family, society, the church, and we want to grow ministry to men to where somebody will kick me out and take over.
Now, if you were talking to some guys out there, wherever you travel, what would you tell them the reasons of why they should come to this conference?
Men at large are searching and have been somewhat marginalized. There's an epidemic of loneliness. One of the guys on the Heroic Brotherhood just shared that a man commits suicide every 13 minutes, and I'm not sure if that was in the States alone or where the number comes from, but that's extremely alarming. We have stats, research that suggests 31% of the men sitting in the pews do not have one close friend. So it's an opportunity to come together, to meet other men, to eat some Spalumbo sausages. Our friend Mike Reed, he gives us Tim Hortons donuts and muffins for the morning coffee break, and so we're extremely happy to gather together. And men respond to challenges, and to be challenged in a safe environment where they're there with all the other men is what they respond to.
Now, Sean, over the years, you must have heard a number of great stories from men who have been touched by attending this conference. Anything sticks out in your mind? Any conversations that you've had over those years?
Well, there's so many that's what keeps us going, Mario. Every year, there's always that story, whether it was last year where a young man went back to confession for the first time in 15 years, and this was before he was getting married. So, and he's on fire. And then you can go all the way back to the early conferences, like in 2000 when Jeff Cavins and Steve Wood challenged them, and for that Jubilee year Jeff challenged them to adopt, or Steve challenged them to consider having a Jubilee baby. And one gentleman, him and his wife, after the conference and discussion, they went and adopted three young girls and added them to their family. They like
Wow.
to have that kind of lasting effect is incredible. And then we've got Father Troy Nguyen, who helps us with our confessions, and he's a young man that is a dynamic young priest who had left the seminary and was just showed up at one of our conferences and was felt that was the start of the call back to the seminary. So it's there's so many of those stories that's what keeps us going year in and year out. And now we're trying to encourage men to continue by joining a small men's group. I know you and I have had many a breakfast early in the morning.
Yep.
Sorry. So yeah, you and I are part of a small men's group, and it's an opportunity for men to continue that connection.
All right. Thanks so much, Sean, for joining us today.
Thanks, Mario, and may God bless you in your work and continue that great work that you're doing.
Thank you. And that was Sean Lynn, President and founder of God Squad Canada. The men's conference, Pilgrims of Hope, is upcoming March 14th, 15th at St. Michael Catholic Community in Calgary. I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Catholic Spotlight. Thanks for joining us today.